Good morning. I'm excited. I have about a month left before I retire, and I'm just ready and excited about this new chapter in my life. My life has changed quite a bit, and part of that has been a really hard journey. But there's so much more to this new chapter. I want to encourage people to go for your dreams. I just want to encourage people not to let fear or insecurities stop them from going for their dreams or doing what they feel led to do. So that's part of my journey. It's also that I love nature. I love to travel and I love to spend time in nature. And that is not just because I love nature, but it's because being in nature really, my soul is home in nature because it moves me to worship my Creator. And so that's another big part. I want to spend time with Him in His beautiful creation and worship Him. I also want to share my faith along this. This is very important to me to share my faith. That's just part of who I am because I love God so much. He is such a personal God to me, and I want to share Him with others. So that is a really big part of my journey. And so this morning, the Lord just led me to an idea, and that is my church is going through a transition. It's a home church, and we've gotten so big that we can't meet in families as easily or in homes as easily because we've just grown so much. But there's a lot of reasons that we believe in doing a home church. And I'll share those maybe at different times. I'll share pieces of that. But so we're going through a transition, and it's been a long process, and a lot of prayer has gone into it on how that would look. And we've really sought God to lead us in how to divide that up. And my first reaction when they said we were going to divide up, my first reaction was no. I just pushed my foot on the brake, said no, I don't want that. We can't do that. I love everybody in my church. I love them all, and I love doing life with them, and I don't want to divide up. I don't want to lose that interaction with them. And we're not going to. We're still going to meet together once a month as a full body. But that was my first reaction. And I've come to understand the need and the benefits of having smaller community. Just encourage each other to grow in our faith and disciple each other and just grow in our love for each other. There's just so much entailed in that. But this morning I had an idea that our church, like today, was the first day that we divided up into smaller groups. And I thought, gosh, it's really a bummer. I'm going to be missing out on our groups forming and bonding and growing together at the beginning. I'm going to miss that because I'm going to be gone for 4 months. So I was feeling a little sad about that. But somebody suggested that maybe I can share the journey somehow with them. But the Lord gave me an idea for part of my YouTube channel, which just fits in so nicely because I was wanting to share my faith in some of these videos. So He gave me the idea that every week I'm going to make a little segment on how did I see God this week? And I'm excited about that because if God is really who He says He is, then I should see His hand every week. I should see Him working. And maybe sometimes it'll be like magnificent or something, a miracle. But other weeks it'll be just something really simple, a way I saw God working. Um, so every week I'm gonna have a little segment that I make a video, and I'm gonna send it to my church. Um, that just shares how I saw God's hand throughout that week. And there's going to be a lot of moments that I have no idea that God is working behind the scenes, because there's times I think, there's times I know that God has protected me from things. There's things I'm just totally not aware of that He's doing. But He is such a personal God that surely in a week span of time, I will see His hand somewhere along the way. So I'm excited to make that part of my YouTube channel. I'm really excited about that. This morning, I saw His hand in the fact that I was feeling a little sad. I kind of heard that I wasn't going to be in a particular group or with a couple people that I had hoped that I would end up being in their group. And I felt a little bit sad about that, but the church elders and myself and many others, we've prayed for God's sovereign work in how to divide up the group. And I have told the Lord the whole time through this process, Lord, I'm surrendered to whatever your will is, whatever group that I end up being in, I am going to trust that that is your sovereign will. And I would grow in any group. I would learn in any group. I would be blessed in any group. So even though I felt a little sad that I wasn't going to be with a couple of people, when I was sitting in the group that I was put in, I just had this overwhelming peace fled over me that I was exactly where I was supposed to be, that this was the group that I was supposed to be in. So that's how I saw God's hand today. And one thing I absolutely love about being a child of God, not just a religion that's empty and full of rules and do this and don't do this. My walk with God is a very personal walk. It's He's just a very personal God. He's not just some creator out there somewhere. He's intimately involved with our lives. He wants to be intimately involved in our lives. So that is one of my greatest joys of knowing Him, is knowing that He goes before me, that He is involved in every aspect of my life. He's aware of every aspect of my life, and He's leading me. He goes before me. He leads me. Life's not easy. He doesn't promise it will be easy, but He's with me in the hard times. And walking with Him is a treasure. It's the greatest part of my life. It is truly the greatest part of my life. So I hope and I pray and I challenge you to look for God, to ask Him, show me yourself in my week. Show me who you are. Show me yourself and how you're involved in my life or around me and other people's lives this week or this day. So I'm praying that we all seek Him and we see His hand in our lives. God bless.